Okay, so I am live. I want to talk about, I am really getting into this whole human design thing, which makes sense because that's what I do, right? This camera looks horrible. I don't know. We'll have to see about this. It's not focused. Anyway, okay, so as a manifesting generator who is beginning to really understand her profile. Like I'm understanding my profile. I don't get my what's it called? What's it called? Incarnation cross. I kind of do, and I kind of don't, because I don't know that it resonates at all. But I'll come back here and do a video on it once I really kind of get it. You know what I mean? So, but let's talk about this manifesting generator. First off, yes, I agree with those who say that as manifesting generators, when you get above the age of 40, it kind of just spills into your life and it's there. Definitely. Definitely. I think I was a very stubborn manifesting generator, probably in a lot of ways, really put a lot of stress on myself in ways that I just should not have. So, any advice that I could give to anybody that's a manifesting generator, you are meant to move around. You are not meant to stick anywhere. So that means if you've been a contractor working at many different jobs and you're thinking to yourself, oh, they're not picking me up permanently, it may not be what's in the cards for you. You're supposed to move on to the next place. And then if you're a manifesting generator with emotional authority, as you get older in life, you begin to really trust your emotions. So I would recommend to those who are younger and manifesting generators with emotional authority, you have to learn how to sit with your emotions, be okay with sitting with them for a while before you make a final decision on anything. Okay? I say that because even in quitting my job, that was not like a split decision. I'm going to tell you, I had a plan, and I had come to the date that the plan was supposed to be executed and passed it by a year and 3 months. But when I finally knew that the decision was upon me, it was 6 months before I made the final decision. And when I made that decision, I was like, I'm out. I was done. And so, and my emotions were very calm. Like I was like, the time is here. This is done. My life has a bigger purpose than this. This ain't it. This ain't it. Is more that I have to do with my life. And I'm gonna tell you, there's just been so much more. I like to look at this part of my life as like go dig up as many spiritual modalities and things that will help people have breakthroughs and whatever, and share my experience with it and give it to you all. I like to think of this part of my life is like that. So understand that as a manifesting generator, you're not staying any one place that long. You just aren't. You will stay like, except for like foundational places. So maybe like your home. But even then, you could like, especially if you're an apartment dweller, or your roommate, you may move on rather quickly again. It just depends. If you are moving around though, it goes right with everything that you do as a manifesting generator. Some parts of it though could feel a little better, but that manifesting generator thing about informing is so important. I'm gonna get ready and break this down to you from a spiritual standpoint and also from just a basic like life standpoint. So there are different profiles that are in um, the human design, and I'm only ever really going to talk about mine. I don't know that there's a point in time in the future, though it could happen, where I'm going to become a human design expert, but I will become a human design expert as far as it pertains to me, and I'll share as much information with you as I deem, good for everybody to have. Okay, so having the profile of the Martyr Heretic, which is the 3-5, I am. It really brings a lot of stuff full circle fast. Like that whole idea that you darned if you do, you darned if you don't. You might as well do what the heck you want because people are gonna talk about you no matter what. Yeah. There are those who are seeing me all over social media who I know. Hey, it is what it is, right? But you darned if you do, you darned if you don't. You are meant to go and explore and figure out your life. You are, as specifically as a manifesting generator. I think probably one of the bigger parts about that is that makes it one of the biggest mistakes that I think all manifesting generators probably make is the lack of informing. Because we're so independent and because our minds are moving at a frenetic pace, we are moving at a frenetic pace and we don't generally stop to explain our movements to anybody. And that's a big problem. It's a big problem, especially if you got family members living with you, if you have a mate, a partner, your boo thing living with you when you making decisions. And I've always said I've been fine being, living the way I live because I'll be off in the rafters. You understand? I got a thought. I'm chasing it on the trail I go, and I'm booming. I'm moving, honey. I'm on it. Okay. There's back in the day there wasn't enough printing ink, and there weren't enough books, there weren't enough libraries, there weren't enough podcasts, there weren't enough chat rooms I could go into, whatever, about whatever topic it was I was searching. And I'm gonna tell you, I would find some very interesting places, be sitting and listening to these people, vibing about, say, take for instance, Abraham had a huge um community back in the early 2000s online that was just typing and typing and typing, and your notifications or whatever for that website were going off like ding 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 because people were talking and I was going to learn a lot. There are some rock stars that came out of that crew, and there are some people that are very terrified in this world, um, that I've met in the city that I live in, of people who are literally terrified of the world, literally. And it's sad to see. It's very sad to see. But there were some rock stars that came out of that world that really began to understand law of attraction. Law of attraction was the thing back then, right? But now, of course, we know about the law of attraction. Like, law of attraction is where it's at. But you also have to study, and as far as I'm concerned, I have said this channel a few times, the 12 laws of the universe. You need to study all of them. And then, I don't know, if you slowly develop your own or you begin to understand it a different way and you maybe coin a different phrase for it. But nonetheless, once you understand all those laws, you're not putting so much pressure on one to bring results to you. But my point is, as a manifesting generator, I move from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, always studying, always trying to bring the next thing to people as far as a breakthrough. Some of the things that I settle on is the ability to be able to create with my hands. So butters, making my butters, making my oils, making my spiritual baths. I love sewing. And if I could really knit more, do more than knit one pearl too, which is just a long line, I'm sure I would be making, you know, blankets and hats and scarves. My daughter does that. Not me. No. Latch hook. I'm good with the latch hook. But I just feel like it lacks a little authenticity for me. I've always wanted to be able to be one of these people quickly moving those needles and ta-da, a sweater that actually fits you. But it's not for me. And the manifesting generator part of me quickly got, girl, you're not sitting here doing this forever. Move on, right? So that is part of what you have to begin to understand about yourself is that you're going to move from thing to thing to thing. And I'm going to tell you something. I think this shows up in our loves' lives. I think it's there. I think that we move from person to person quickly. Like people know, sometimes people, it's no phone. It's like, I gave him my phone number, but I'm not feeling it. The conversation happens, you're not feeling it. You got to move on. And you have to be tactful. You got to make that happen. When you're younger, you may not be that good at that, but it would be good to be good at that. But I think it shows up there too. And it just means you're moving. It means because a lot of the times, in my opinion, especially as a person with that 3-5 profile, we are looking for perfection. And not necessarily even perfection, but just can I get some reciprocity here? Can I get a little validation? Can I get a little bit of love? And right now, especially for me and what I have experienced personally, and not that people are horrible, there's nothing like that. Just sometimes it does not work out. And you begin to recognize that life, specifically as a manifesting generator, is literally this field of beautiful flowers and experiences that you can go off and have and that you need to go off and have. You shouldn't be sitting and waiting to experience um love at home. You should be out. And I think that when you're out, and when I say out, I mean just like you're willing to get up and get out your door to chase down, I don't know. Y'all know I'm the crystal lady, so chase down a crystal, right? Chase down a crystal. Or chase down some paint, or chase down a plant. Home Depot, honey. Let me tell you. You go there, get some nice snake plants at a good price. Okay, I'm just telling you. It's just you should be willing to get up and boogie down the road about whatever it is that you are interested in, and understand that your interests do not have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a line in order like the rest of the world really thinks it should be. And I think that if manifesting generators get that, you gonna be cooking with some gas. You're gonna be moving, because you need to understand that everyone else may have a way that they do things. Manifesting generators, you just need to let your people know, yo, chaos is about to hit. I know how to swing through it. Trust me as I move about the trail I blaze. Okay? Like they gotta trust you, right? And you have to be trustworthy. Your results in the past, though, or future results, whatever, your results in the past should say what amount of trust people are going to give you. And if you're a person that goes at a goal, I'm going to tell you this as a manifesting generator who was going against that part of herself for a long time. Because I had in my astrology chart, this energy is really in my sun sign. It is full blown there. Like yeah, baby. The rest of me is just like I'm chilling. Okay. But the way I live my life is like the way I purchase books. It's not even live my life, honey. It's the way I purchase books. Okay. I got religious books. I got a lot of spiritual books. Crystal, I don't really have any nonfiction these days. I got rid of a lot of that. I don't have that no more. Everything is to teach something, right? And it's on different topics. And I'm going to go about it. For the person who doesn't quite get that type of energy about people, like I would say a person that goes into one field and wants to stay in that field, let's say you're a lawyer, you may practice different forms of law and become a master at those different forms and continue to add them to your shingle so people know that when they come to you, they can be fully serviced in many different areas as an attorney, that you can really take care of them. But for those people who decided one day they wanted to be a lawyer, woke up the next day, I want to be an artist, were an artist for a few years, and then said, I'm going to travel the world. I'm just wasting my time. And then they came back and said they're going to start a farm. And like this is a normal thing. It's a normal thing for a manifesting generator to do. It's not normal for nobody else. Nobody else got that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because the difference I think between a manifester and a manifesting generator and a generator and a manifesting generator is this. They all have their own specific structure. Ours is control chaos. It literally is. And I have said that about myself for years. I'll be like, listen, it may not make no sense to you, but trust me, every post-it note I stick here on this drawer right here, I'm going to be able to get to it quickly should I need it. Now, of course, posters, now we've moved it to notes. Now we got, composition books I may be writing things in. Now I might be writing a note on my phone, utilizing technology. But my point is, this right here makes sense to me. And I can wade my way through it and find exactly what it is that I'm looking for, no matter what that is. And then you would think that this would show up in other areas as far as maybe neatness, cleanliness of your home and stuff. But for me, I'm like, I have a touch of OCD, which actually drives my family crazy, but it's the real deal. So it does, like, but I will say that the manifesting generator part of me shows up when I'm buying all my different cleaning supplies. And honey, I have come here and talked about Marshalls before, Home Depot, you know, of course, the random oddities that you can find when you are at a gas station or obviously a supermarket. And sometimes, a supermarket has those weird aisles and they'll just be trying some stuff out and it has nothing to do with the cleaning aisle, but it cleans stuff. You have a menagerie of different cleansing products. It'll show up there. Where are we going? Marshalls. What are we going in there for? Cleaning supplies. I don't know. But I will say this, that you're going to be bumping around. You're going to be moving around from thing to thing to thing. And the thing is a focus. And it's not just like you touched it and you ran away. You become an expert at whatever it is that you are focusing on. You really do. And I'm going to tell you, I've had some snide, snarky remarks over the years. And people, oh, what you. I remember when I was first stepping into African traditional religions, and I wasn't even actually there yet. I was just at local healers business. I got introduced to her and I immediately got into fasting and everything. We were studying, we were reading the books, everything, right? And I tell someone who I considered a friend back then, and which you a priestess now. Little did she know, of course, now I am one. Years later, but it's just, you get on a path and you are headed down. You are headed to places that you're going to go to. And you're going to stop in many different places along the way. I think the idea that behind the saying life is not going to owe me nothing when I get out of here is like manifesting generators true mantra. Like, I'm busy. I got things to do, places to go, people to meet. I'm going to be out here. See y'all later. Okay. And it's in different ways for every single person. For some, it may be being like, I'm a restaurateur and I go to many different restaurants in many different cities whenever I can, as often as I can. Right? It just depends on what the person's focus is. So these are some of the things that I've learned that have been with me for a long time. And I like to like I've also learned though as a manifesting generator when it's not my calling. That's not for me. I'm not doing everything. No. Because the generating side is what gives us our energy and we get tired. Honey, we get tired and then we got to go to sleep. And it comes out sometimes out of nowhere. You just sitting down, minding your business, and then knocked out. Completely knocked out. That's real. That is real. I also say this. It is really real to get that my ability to study many things is truthfully not just some quirk. There's quite a few of us that are just doing this. Like, we're studying so much, just studying. And but also understanding that the people that you study from, that you learn from, like take for instance, as a person who is moving forward and amassing knowledge when it comes to running a business and then stumbling into this manifesting generator information, and not just stumbling, because like I said, I had a friend tell me about this years ago. She got full blown into it, and I was just like, I was on a different path at the time. I was boom, and I've known about it. It's been floating around the back of my head, but I didn't pay it much mind. And then it appeared, I don't know why this ran across my radar again the other day. I really have no idea, because quite frankly, I've been off on another path. But it fits. It all fits, boo. Manifesting generator here, right? You're going, don't feel that you should be locked down and doing one thing. I don't care how many people around you are telling you that, because that's just not who. Even when it comes to the different magazines that you subscribe to, or the podcast that you listen to, or the blogs that you read, there's going to be so many of them. There's going to be so many of them. So you have to learn to trust yourself. You have to learn to trust that your path as a manifesting generator is to study many things. And it's in your life already if you're a manifesting generator. You just may not be paying it any mind. But 9 times out of 10, you got something that you really want to do in your life, and you are holding off on it because the practical peanut gallery is telling you not to move yet. Listen, get your little, get your human design chart done and figure out what you got to do, because you got to inform and push. You got, because it'll jack your health up playing around, going against what you really want to do. I don't care where it's at. I don't care if we're looking at it from an astrological standpoint. I don't care if I'm looking at you from a tarot standpoint. I don't care if I'm pulling, working with the D Lagoon on you. It's going to show up that you are very unsatisfied. You are not feeling good about where you are, and you want to do something different. And you could be holding yourself, you understand? Holding your own 10 toes down so that you don't go nowhere, because you want to make sure that those who are in your peanut gallery are satisfied. That's not fair. That's not fair. And I'm telling you, eventually there's some type of breakthrough that happens. It's a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough. We'll call it a breakthrough. It happens. So, what do you do to mitigate it? I think, especially if you are young and you are not in a full blown relationship. Hello. If you are not in a full blown relationship, but let's just say you know that you want to move around, you need to let people know as you're getting to know them. Listen, I don't like to stay in one place. I move around, I do things, I'm pretty on the fly, I'm always pushing. That's as a manifesting generator. You need to be able to tell them that. And then see if you want to go forward with it and allow them to figure that out with you too. I mean, I literally said to somebody, it was like, so when can we get together and everything? Well, we really can't, not till January. I don't have the time. I'm sorry, I really don't. And I'm not willing to prioritize other things right now over the things that I have to complete. And as a manifesting generator, that generating side of us has to rest. And that rest is not going to happen when I'm mentally trying to engage and be with someone else, adding them to my already very, very busy calendar or very full plate. So I would say, as a manifesting generator, make sure that what you do is honor yourself. You're going to flip from things. All I kept thinking about the other night as I was researching this and understanding this has been my life for a long time. It's not something I really had to research, but it just put complete light and opened a book that says, this is you too. And this is you too. Yes, dear. Yes, yes. Slow down, make a decision after you have thought about it, but then make that decision. Let everybody know you're getting ready to make that decision, and then push, because you're going to do it. And I will tell every manifesting generator, if you are young, you're supposed to move around. I don't have any other way to say that but to say just that, because it's shown up in so many areas of my life. Like, I was a contractor, an administrative assistant contractor in the city for a long time. And I was just meant to be there. I remember one time I walked into a hospital as an administrator. This is quick. Me and one other person, we were both contractors at this hospital in this office. He found a human bone in his drawer. We both quit that day. It's like, no, no, no. We're not staying here. There's human bones in the drawers. We're out, right? Um, it's about understanding, like, take for instance, maybe I might not have been able to finish this degree or finish that degree because I had a lot of experiences with schools and stuff like that within regards to literally that. And my life just kept going, move, 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 move. That is what your life does when you're a manifesting generator. Like that time that we could, because it was I quit. I was in another job within like 3 days, right? And I was there for a few months or something like that, and then went off to this next one, and then off to the. It's just part of the process. But the thing is, when you don't know that it's part of the process, you can be holding against it. You're not willing to go down the slide, so to speak, as a kid. You're not willing to jump in the pool, know that your feet are going to hit bottom, and push off and come back up. Because what you do is you go into these simple meetings with these people, be they managers or whatever, and they're like, okay, so we have a plan for you to make sure that you are on time every day, because you're 15 minutes late every single day. And this has just become the worst thing on the planet, because their office is going to stop working because you're 15 minutes late. And so since it has stopped working, you know, You're going to try and get there every single day 15 minutes earlier than what you normally do. The train stops working. Your car stops working. You can't get a ride. Like all this mess. Because when that juncture comes, there's another decision getting ready to be made. And you kind of got to be open to that. And I'm going to tell you, I know it's a nail biter. It is a nail biter. You literally like this, okay, down to your nubs. Because it's just like, how am I going to pay my bills? But that's part of your charm, if you will. I remember, I'm trying to think, was that Bone Day? No, maybe that wasn't Bone Day. It was a different time. Because I was doing contract work with this company for quite some time. And I remember I said, listen, I did the best I could do. I'm on to the next thing. Right. And so the job came to us, and I had a trip I was going on that weekend. So I'm going to go on my trip and go get my clothes I want to wear. Da, da, da. And make sure I got my shopping money. And I know a lot of people would have been like, oh, you got to save your money. You don't know when you get another job. Whatever. I was shopping for my clothes. The trip was the next day. I had to be ready to go at like 6 something in the morning, something like that. They called me as I was looking through outfits to wear on my trip and said, we got a position starting for you on Monday at blah, 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 reported this time, blah, blah, blah. I was like, bet, there it is. It just kept it pushing. Now, this is before. I'm trying to think, is this before? It might have been right in around the same time, but I wasn't putting all this together, you see. That when you are a person that's supposed to move around, you're going to move around. And when you go with the flow of it and a good feeling, like you just keep pushing and know that the good stuff is going to happen, you're not going to worry about it because this is just how it worked out. Things then land in your lap faster. We have gotten to this nook and cranny called the law of attraction, and I swear it's driving everybody crazy. And you have to look at the other 11 laws, not just that one, as I said earlier in this video. But let's pull away from that. That's that one little crook in there. You have to understand that you need to just be moving with whatever your profile is also in human design. And as a manifesting generator, you should not be trying to hold on to things that don't want to hold on to you, or things that obviously are looking to walk you down this path of what is it? Are they calling it quiet firing now or something like that? I forget. The point is to understand that as a manifesting generator, you're going to move from thing to thing. You are not meant, I won't say that you're not going to complete the project, but let's say you're going to start the project and you're going to get fully into it, and you may keep an eye on it, but you're going to delegate that bad boy to someone who really is going to stick with it until it is done. You're going to delegate it. This is for someone that owns a business. And you're going to come back and check in with them to see how everything is going when the launch is happening. And that person cannot be, you can't be hiring a bunch of manifesting generators and won't nothing get done. Nothing will get done. But I hire all generators. I'm just saying. But that's what you have to do. You have to understand that. Or understand that in your home there is you have an ultimate goal, but that you're going to be moving around doing many different things to achieve that goal. And you're going to assign static, basic, mundane chores to different people, including yourself. Get them done, knock them out, and keep it pushing. But you may not be the person that can do all those chores. Like, you need people to help you. Like, I'm not the only one here doing the, cleaning, making dishes. I shouldn't be the only one cleaning them. And you may not have the energy to clean them because you could have something else going on. Like, I can only imagine the manifesting generators right now and their process for next week if they are cooking. Okay? Trust me, because I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at. I start brining on Friday. The turkey's coming out soon, and I will be brining on for starting to brine on Friday. Oh no, 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 that's too early. Sunday, I'm starting Sunday. Do you see this? It's all over the place. So the point is to understand that you're going to always be flitting around. You're not going to be able to stay in one place. It doesn't hold your attention, and you're going to make sure that your attention is like you're going to be satisfied in what you give your attention to. So you're going to move on to the next thing, or you're going to, oh, I got to do this, I got that type of thing. Okay. And be okay with the fact that you may not complete your to-do list every single day, but that you will ultimately get things done. It's just that you shouldn't go against what your insides are telling you about how you living right now. Okay. So I hope everybody's having a very good evening. I'm calling it a night. Manifesting Generator, Bathing in Herbs, Still on the Run is out. Now, let me see if I can end this stream. Good night, everybody. Have a good evening. Peace. Okay. Oh, no, it's a computer.